Well, hey, conversation crew. Good morning. Good morning to you. We've got our TikTok group that's already on and they're already popping. They're already tapping in. They're getting their questions ready. We've got some super fans that are already out there on TikTok. And so we're saying good morning to you as well. For those of you all who are joining us on Facebook and on YouTube. And I see Elsie White's in the house and Betty and Deborah who has come in. Mary Etta's here. Kim Smith here. And Dr. Perry's joined in. So they've come in. We've got some Brandon and Carlos and Ken's, and we've got others that are showing up on our TikTok page. And so we're pumped up and excited about what we're about to discuss today. As I told you all, we've really been talking about Christmas and really understanding what Christmas really means to us. And I'm not here to dismantle your beliefs about Christmas trees and wreaths and all that different stuff like that. That's not what we're here talking about. But we are going to talk about what are we doing to making sure that we're on target and we're on task when it comes to Christmas as believers. And so we want to talk to you about that this morning. So let's buckle up, let's get ready, and let's talk about the power of generosity. It's more than just gifts underneath the tree. So the power of generosity. And if you all know anything about, let me say me, but let me just broaden this and go to the Maynard family. The Maynard family, we believe in giving. And I know some of you all as well do. You all give, you give all the time, you give throughout the year. So Christmas is not like it's not something unique. It really is something that you just do. And if you're a giver, you're just a giver. And you know that, right? So you have to understand if you're a giver, you are just a giver. And that's how I feel about it. I'm just a giver. I give all the time. And so generosity comes from that posture of giving. It's really about your heart. And so let me just say that to you real quick here. Generosity is a posture of the heart. It's not a seasonal activity. It is the posture of your heart. And, here's something I don't think people understand that when you give people something and you're a giver or you're really very generous and it's coming from your heart, that gift is more valuable than somebody just giving you something because it's just an activity or it's just something to do. Yesterday we were in a session and one of the pastors, Pastor Crispin, talked about, gift with our relationship is very, shallow, right? And so sometimes I think people don't understand that. They don't understand that when you are giving somebody something, you're really giving them something from your heart. You're giving them a piece of you when you give from your heart, when you're about being a giver. And so if you're a true giver always puts themselves in it. There's a piece of them that's in it. So that's why a lot of times, like when you reject a gift or you mishandle a gift, and I'm not just talking about the gift that's wrapped in a box. It could be the gift of love, the gift of forgiveness, the gift of, overlooking you, the gift of, giving you grace and mercy. You did me wrong, but I'm extend grace to you. And when you give that gift and that gift is mishandled, anybody else out there, and it's mishandled, that's the reason why it kind of stings a little bit differently than what it is if you just haphazardly giving a gift, or you doing a gift exchange at the job, or you're just doing a gift exchange with a stranger or something to that effect. But when you literally give something and a piece of you's in it, it's just a little bit different in that when it's rejected. And so let's talk about a little bit of that today. So the power of generosity isn't measured by what's gifts, but it's by what flows consistently from a willing heart. That's where the measuring is. And it's full of compassion. It's full of forgiveness. It's full of presence. When you are giving and giving forgiveness and giving love and joy and peace and giving grace and mercy, and you're extending yourself to them, then you know what? Then it's more powerful. That's a powerful move. Can I say that to you? I got to pick back up on Pastor Christmas said this on yesterday, and this was so good. He said you could be sitting next to a person who is, giving you the side eye, treating you like they don't really care about you, and then all of a sudden, if you hand them $100, that person's gonna perk up and act like they've been talking to you all the time. And you know what? I think that speaks more about the person that's receiving the gift than it is about the giver. Because if $100 can change how you look at me, how you feel about me, then really there's no me and you. Ooh, ooh. Now let me translate that. Let me move that over to your relationship with God. If God, you can be mad at God, you don't serve him wholeheartedly, you're not getting down with him, you're not doing his truths, you're not, praying and staying connected to him. And then he blesses you. Now all of a sudden you think all of a sudden, I know God has to be saying, miss me with all that. He has to be saying that. Anybody else in here ever experienced that? Somebody that don't have anything to do with you, or they act like they don't want anything to do with you, and then you go up to them and you bless them with something, then all of a sudden they want to be your friend. No, I mean, I'm cool with that. If God tells me to do it, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to always keep my bowels of compassion open to people. However, I just know you. And that's what I'm really big on this now. Now that you made your move, I know you. Oh, damn, that was good. Y'all should put that in the chat. That was good. Now that you made your move, I know you. I know you now. I just not, I don't, I didn't change how I feel about you. I just know you. And sometimes getting to know someone, they used to, the Wonder Twins used to say that getting to know you is just half the battle. I'm dating myself. I'm dating myself there. So now that I know you, I just know how to move with you, and it's okay. So if I put up some boundaries or change the way that we interact with each other, hey, that's just a part of this, because I'm not getting ready to run with you. I'm not gonna hang out with you. I'm not gonna give you all my gifts and my values when you mishandle the relationship, when you mishandling us. So it's important that we understand what presence is. It's important that we understand what the gift is. And the gift is more important than what's underneath the tree. What's up? Yvette is in the house. Hey, what's going on? Roberta is there. Hey, what's going on? Terry Nelson is in the house. And then I see Pastor Hassel is in the house. What's happening there? Okay, Taz and Amen. And I see C is in there. I see you, man. Swift is in there. What's going on, you all? What's happening? Okay, let's keep this thing moving so we can make sure we get through. Don't want to keep you all long so we can get to church. All right, let me make my second point right here. True generosity releases joy and not obligation. True generosity. And so if you hear that word true, you know that there's some fake stuff that's out there. And some people are fake. I'm just going to tell you that I've run into them. It's not about the gift, it's about what they can gain. Oh my goodness, that thing hit right there. It's not about the giving, but it's about what they're gaining. Some people will give you things because they're trying to gain something from you. I mean, we've run into some coattail riders. You look like you going somewhere, you moving up, and also they want to jump on the bandwagon. I was talking to my father, Bishop Maynard, last night, and I told him, I said, I don't really particularly care for people that when I'm working on something, or you put me in charge of something, and I got the project going and it's flowing, right? It looks like it's getting ready to be grand. It's getting ready to be knocked out the park. And then here comes Johnny come lately in the middle of it, or 3/4 of the way when it's completed, and want to jump in and look like they just working real hard. And then at the end of the day, they want all the credit. I don't, I said, don't put those people on my team. And I'm not going to invite you to be on my team. I'm just going to be transparent with you. I'm not going to invite you to be on my team. I need people that's going to be there with me at the beginning. And if you do come in the middle, you coming in the middle, and you're coming in humble. You're coming in with walking in humility. You're coming in just seeing what you can do. And it's about giving. It's not about you gaining. You don't need recognition. You're not trying to seek recognition, because you know what you're going to do? You're going to get recognized if you come in that way. And that's one of the things I did in my post on for Friday. There were some people that text me and say, hey, what can I do to help you? And they just jumped right in and did some stuff without it. They weren't expecting anything. They weren't expecting a thank you. They weren't expecting a recognition, but they got it. You know why? Because you came in the right way and you act like you got some sense. So generosity releases joy. It gives something. It's giving you something. It's giving me some good things. It's not trying to gain something from me. It's not trying to take something from me. It's not trying to take something from God. When you are giving, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. He gave it, and he wasn't looking to gain something from you. He was looking to give you something so you can gain. Oh, and that spoke volumes right there. That's powerful. When you are a true child of God and a true giver, somebody who understands God and walks in the truths of God, when you're giving so the other person could gain. Woo, my goodness, my goodness. Sometimes we have to speak to ourselves, because if every time we're giving, we're looking for something in return, you need to check yourself, because the Bible told us to be in that posture when we can lend and not expect for it to return. We should be in that posture where we can give and not always look for something to be given back to us from that person, because God promised us this. He said, if you give, I'll give back to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will I cause men to give into your bosom. So when you give, you're not giving looking for that person to give you something in return. You're just giving because you're saying, you know what, God, I'm here for it. And whatever you do with it, let it bless that individual, right? Let it bless that entity, right? Let it bless that organization, right? Let it bless that mission and that vision, right? That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for the gain for me, but I'm looking for the gain for them. Oh my goodness, that thing spoke to me. We should be in a position where we are sending things out, we're planting seeds, we're giving, and we're expecting the gain on the other side of it. Oh, that's a different position. That's a different place that we should be standing in. And if you agree with that, you ought to put a chat in there. You need to put some claps in there. You need to raise your hand. You need to put some thumbs up out there. Give me some hearts out there, because listen, that is where we need to be. If you're not there, just check yourself. Just check yourself. Let's see. Ramona said, some people, it's not about the give. Okay, it's about the gain. And thank you on that one. I'm glad you put that in the chat. It's about the gain. And you can't be like that. It's a selfish posture. And then here's one of the biggest things God been dealing with me to make sure I put this out here. That scarcity mindset. When you got a scarcity mindset, you're giving so you can gain. That's a scarcity mindset, because you're afraid you're gonna run out. No, see, but when you have a healthy spiritual mindset, you understand that whatever I release, whatever I release, it's gonna come back. I don't know how it's gonna come back. I don't know when it's gonna come back. But one thing I know for sure, because I trust God, is it's gonna come back. I'm not giving for it to come back, but I understand that He made a promise to me. Guess what? And I trust the promise. Woo! Now that I'm gonna be talking about that. That's the message I'm working on right now. I trust the promise. Now, y'all pastors out there, let me try and take the subject real quick and work it up. Okay. Hold on. Pump brakes. Let me get it out first. But listen, I trust the promise. Can I just stay there for a moment? Sometimes this is where we get into trouble, is that we know God has said something to us, and we've given and we've sown into what He said, but we don't trust the promise. And that's the reason why it gets shaky. That's why it gets rocky. That's the reason why we get uneasy and we're easily moved. But when you trust the promise, then you don't care what the environment looks like. You don't care what's going on around you. Hey, you understand that, listen, I released it and it's going to come back to me one way or the other. Amen. My goodness, today. I love it. All right, let's pop this up here, because I want to make sure I give you all the scripture. Y'all know how y'all are. Acts 20:25 reminds us that giving carries a deeper blessing, because it frees us from self-focus and connects us with God's purpose. Let me get the scripture though up here. And that's just the point. It's more blessed to give than to receive. It's more blessed to give than to receive. And you all know that that's a great scripture to put out there. It's more blessed to give than it is to receive. And so when we understand that generosity shifts our perspective from accumulation to impact, generosity, it shifts our perspective from accumulation To impact. You got to know, listen, sometimes folks just want to accumulate things. You got a whole lot of stuff, but are you making an impact? Woo, okay. But are the things that you have gained from your giving, is it impacting somebody else's life? When you're giving, are you impacting somebody else's life? Are you just doing it so that you could go around telling folk I did this? Now, sometimes people are, that's what they do. They give so that they can just go around and let folk know this is what I done. This is how I did it. This is what it's about. No, you should be when you give from your heart, you're making an impact on someone's life. You're concerned about, like I said to you, your giving is for them to gain. And it's not just about you. Whoa, okay, I like that. Now that was good right there to me. I know it may not hit you all that way, but that was good for me. Let's pick up the B clause of this. So reminding us that we are most fulfilled when we become conduits and not containers. We want to be a conduit. We want to be that rope. We want to be that hose. We want to be the extension that when things pass through us, that is better on the other side. It's like the faucet and the hose is connected to it, and then on the side the water comes through, and you're able then the hose just extends itself and allows for it to go further. And that's what we want to be. We want to help things go further. We don't want to just contain something. We don't want to just be hoarding the gifts that God's given to us. And many of us, that's what we do. Let's see. Many of us, that's what's happening, right? So we want to make sure that we are not doing that this way. Let's pop up these questions so we can get these discussions out there. Okay. Here's the question for yourself. Now you can answer it now or you can work on it later. That now and later, it doesn't matter. But let's pop this out here. All right. So what am I withholding? Not because I don't have it, but because giving it would cost me comfort, control, or emotional safety. What am I withholding? What am I withholding that when I give it, yeah, if I give it, it's going to cause me comfort. I don't want to give whatever I have away because it may hurt me. I may lose control if I give it. What are you holding on to? What are you keeping to yourself? What are you hoarding? What emotion are you hoarding? What hurt are you withholding? What pain are you keeping within yourself? Because you're afraid that if you give it away, that it's gonna cost you your emotions, it's gonna cost you control. Because some people hold on to things. You like, I wonder why they won't, get past this. Because if they hold on to it, they can control you. They control you with it because they like, okay, they don't know if I'm coming, like how I'm gonna come around this corner. No, we're not doing stuff like that. Y'all need to pop that out there. We're not doing it like that. Yeah, we ain't doing it that way. Stop withholding emotions. Let's not hold on to stuff. But so I want you to work on this week. I really do. I want you to assess yourself. This is Christmas week. I really want you to assess yourself and say, in this season, right now, this is always a good giving season. So since it's a good giving season, what can I give up? What have I been holding on to? What pain have I been holding on? What experience do I continue to replay in my mind that keeps my mind circulating, keeps my mind, warped, keeps my mind not being able to focus, not being able to move forward, not being able to enjoy the things that God has for me because it keeps replaying in my mind. And I want you to work on giving that up because it's not worth holding on to. There's so much more better when you release it. Okay, because that's what we're here for. Generosity releases. It doesn't hold on to. We're not containers, we're conduits. Let's see what Roberta says. She said, my emotions as to the attachment to others. I don't want to experience that deep hurt as before. I thank you for Roberta for being transparent because many of us are in this position where we hold on to the experience. We hold on to this pain. We don't want to let it go because we feel like if we do, I'm going to be too vulnerable. I'm going to be too vulnerable. They're going to hurt me again. They ain't going to give you, fool me once, my fault, fool me twice, oh my Lord, right? So don't that little saying that they have there. And we don't want to get hurt. Can I tell you all something? You may get hurt again. Okay. But the same God that helped you and healed you past that hurt's gonna help you and heal you past this one. I do believe you should keep your eyes open. I think you should use wisdom. So, and then, just observe behavior. I don't believe, and I'm just gonna put this out here, I don't believe that you should give people something that's not given to you. I think that there should be an exchange. When you giving yourself all the time, they're not giving you anything. Where they doing that? I'm not getting ready to be a part of that. I'm not getting ready to be a part of that. No, we're not doing it that way. What we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we are using wisdom. This is to Roberta, using wisdom when we are giving. Can I say that to you? We talk about giving. Use wisdom in your giving. You don't give all your money away and you can't pay your bills. I'm just trusting God. Now, if God tells you to do that, that's different. But you don't just jump up and just give everything, and God didn't tell you to give everything. Hello. Use wisdom in your giving. The Bible tells you don't cast your pearls to the swine. When you're giving, you don't just give in places that are not get ready to be a blessing. You give with intention. Oh, okay, that was good for me again. That hit me. Give with intention. Again, to be blessed and for others to gain. But not for you to be selfish and having scarcity mindset, but you give with intention. All right. So use wisdom, Roberta. Use wisdom, but don't be afraid to try it again. Because God, the same God that got you past this last time, is gonna get you past the next time if it happens, and more than likely, it's gonna get hurt. You just be a different hurt, probably from different folk, but it's gonna happen. Anybody else a witness out there for that one? Here's this second question. So let me make sure I get that right. So let me put this up there again. So when was the last time generosity changed me more than it helped the person I gave to? And what did that moment expose about my heart? So anybody else experienced that? When was the last time, or what's your experience when generosity helped you more than it helped that person? You know how you give to somebody and you think, okay, this is going to help them, pay their bills, whatever, but it did something to you. It changed you. It changed the way you look at things. It changed the way you handle things. And I will say for myself that when I find myself giving to people and pouring into people's lives and trying to help develop people and mentor young ladies, it really did. It teaches me about me. It helps me understand some of my strength and my weaknesses. I have a young lady that I'm working with, and just she has a great opportunity. She's very young, has a great opportunity to do a great things. But I'm learning when I look at her how innocent she is, and she's older. She's like in her 20s, but she seems so innocent. She's so young and innocent. And I remember at her age, I had married and and children, and life was further along, and she's not there. She's very young. She's getting ready to go. Thinking about going to school. She took a good break between college and high school and going to school, and so and just listening to her. But I learned so much. I'm learning so much about me. Like sometimes things that we did when we were younger are shaped us into who we are today, and it's not always in a good way. And what I mean by that, I don't feel like I'm a bad person, but there are some truths. There's some things that I learned. Again, some boundaries I put up, Roberta, because of my experiences in high school and then, like I said, and then into college and some things like that. And so I put some boundaries up, and so she's teaching me how to pull some of those boundaries down because they don't need to be up all the time, right? And so I'm learning something for it. So that's my experience. And so I know some of you all may have those experiences as well. And so what I like for you to do, just kind of go through that the rest of this week and kind of meditate on that. And just ask yourself, when was the last time I gave something and it changed me? It blessed me more than it blessed the other person. And I don't mean blessed you like financially, in substance wise, but emotionally and spiritually. And I want to just remind you about that about our gifting and our giving today, that the power that we have with generosity, the power of generosity, the power of generosity is more than just gifts under the tree. And you have to know that there's power in your generosity. And please understand that. So as you give, as you go through this week, as you experience Christmas on Thursday, on Thursday, as you experience it, just remember that as you're exchanging gifts, that generosity has a power and a value and an impact to it. And so we want to go out and impact the lives of others. Listen, if you hang out with us on our Facebook and social media, I tell you what you're going to experience. 1 hour of power at 7:45 with Pastor Jay, and then go on to the 10 a.m. service, and we're going to have a great time. Today, we're celebrating our leaders' birthdays. That's Pastor Jerry, Bishop Maynard, Dr. Mary T. Their birthdays are all in December, so we're going to celebrate them. So bring your cards and your gifts and show up. Or if you want to pop into that Cash App, you can Cash App them directly if you have it, their Cash App. If not, you can Cash App our church, and we'll make sure that we give the information to them, or that money to them, not the information, but that money to them, so that they could go ahead. If you want to say, a little happy birthday token of love to Bishop Maynard or Dr. Mary T. or Pastor Jerry. So that's Cathedral Praise, Cash App, or Givelify, Cathedral Praise Nashville. And I'm sure they would love to have that, and just to know that you all are thinking of them. You know what? We've had so many wonderful things that have gone on, and I'm so excited. And we know Christmas is coming up on Thursday. I want you all to celebrate, enjoy yourself, do what you want to do. Can I say that to you? On Christmas. Christmas is a time to do what you want to do. Spend it with family, spend it alone, spend it with some loved ones, some friends, or whatever you do. But remember that Christmas is about Christ and what he did for us. So don't forget to celebrate him. We're having Christmas morning service at 8 a.m. So if you can make it, come by and see us. And if not, catch us on our social ministry platforms. We would love to see you there. Thank you to everybody that's joined. Now, you all know how I close out. Remember that your voice is powerful and your voice is valuable. I want you to go out and speak life into everything that you do and you say. I'll talk to you later. See you. Bye-bye.